Welcome to the Dynamic Duo Sports Podcast. My name is Matt Irwin. I am here with Chris Kruger.
And we're going to go over Game 3 of last night's Thunder vs. Warriors Western Conference Finals matchup.
Now, in this matchup, the Oklahoma City Thunder proved to be way too much for the Warriors. Not even the best player in the world, Steph Curry, can have anything to say about Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant's onslaught of attack on the hoop. So, Chris, what was your initial reaction from the game itself?
I was absolutely shocked about the score, man. The Thunder just were making every shot, and it was one of those days where the Warriors just couldn't really hit anything. And so, I mean, if there's one team that shoots really well and one team that shoots really bad, that's what you're going to get, an absolute beatdown. So that's what I saw.
Yeah, right. And when a guy like Andre Roberson hits three three-pointers,
yeah.
I mean, you're probably not gonna win that one. But so a big subject of controversy that's been going on about this game is Draymond Green looking like he kicked Steven Adams right in the nads on purpose. Your opinions on this?
I thought it was intentional, man.
Yeah.
Like when he went up, the ball was like out of his hands, and then he extended his leg after the ball was out of his hands and kicked him right in the you know what. So, if the NBA doesn't suspend him, I'd be surprised because this is his second offense in the same series to the same person.
Yeah, right.
If they suspended Dante Jones for something that wasn't that bad, they got to suspend Draymond. So
right. I also agree, but I think, I'm kind of on that bandwagon that thinks the NBA is super into the Warriors. I think it'll get upgraded into a flagrant 2, which means that if he gets one more technical, he'll be out for another game. But that means that he'll be able to play in Game 4.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
I wouldn't be too surprised if that's what they do too.
Yeah. Okay, so now with our predictions for Game 4, something's got to change for the Warriors. And the number one thing that I think of, obviously, is Steph Curry, man. He's got to facilitate the offense. And as of right now, I want to ask you a question, Chris. What is the difference between Stephen Curry and 2012 to 2013 Carmelo Anthony? Please tell me a difference.
What is the difference?
They both don't facilitate very well. They both aren't physical. They both don't rebound. They both don't play defense. What is the difference? I don't see one.
Well, Steph Curry has a better range. He can shoot further out, and he's a much better ball handler than Carmelo is.
He is a better
facilitator. So
he is a better facilitator. But my problem is when he doesn't facilitate. He can facilitate, and when he does, that's when they are better as a team.
Yeah.
But in Game 3, and he does this decent amount, when he just kind of forgets he's a point guard, and he forgets to pass the ball, he just takes a lot of dumb shots. And when I was doing some research on Carmelo Anthony that season, and everybody kind of outside of New York thought it was a joke that he was getting these MVP considerations. Nobody thought that it was a legitimate thing, and I think he finished third that year in voting. But I just don't get it. When you watch Steph Curry and you go back and you watch old Carmelo Anthony, they both play really similar ways, and Steph Curry's the unanimous MVP. I just don't get it, man.
I mean, he's the best shooter in the world, so they trust him to make shots, and I mean, his role on the team is to shoot basically any shot that he feels like he can make. So I give him credit for that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, but I don't know, man. I think a big problem with this team is that they have no low post presence. That's something that old Charles Barkley always makes sure that he talks about. But with no low post presence, it makes it hard for them to get good looks, and they don't even need good looks to hit their shots. They've shown that all throughout the year. But when you get into the playoffs and it's more physical and people are beating you up inside, I think you need Andrew Bogut to kind of take more of that load. And speaking of big men, Maurice Spates, how much playing time do you think he should get next game?
I think he deserves a lot more. I think he's really underrated. He can shoot, he can rebound, he can play defense, he can do basically anything you want for a sixth man off the bench. I think a lot of their guys in general off the bench need more playing time. They're really an underrated bench. I mean, I think their bench could be any playoff, or not a playoff team, but an NBA team.
Right. Like the Jazz or something?
Yeah, they could. I mean, they're that good. Sean Livingston, Andre Iguodala, Maurice Spates. I mean, those three guys are really good. So,
right.
I mean, I think he should get at least 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
He can get him, at least 10 points and maybe 7 rebounds if he plays 20, 25 minutes.
Right.
And give him some really good minutes.
Right.
So,
Yeah, the big thing that I don't really understand is why Draymond Green. I understand that he's one of the best players on their team, and I get it. But, when he's not having a good game, in Game 3, Steve Kerr should have jumped on the Maurice Spates. He should have jumped on him earlier in the game, man. He should have put him in that game, I really believe, earlier. Because Draymond Green was just getting beat up in the paint. And a bigger man, in my opinion, would have helped. But, so, now we're going to get into our predictions for the game. What do you think is going to happen in Game 4, man?
Well, this year the Warriors have bounced back from every loss and came up with a win, so I don't see anything different coming here. I think they'll start shooting a lot better next game, and I think they're going to win a close one. The Thunder still play well, I think, since it's at home. I give them a little advantage, but the Warriors are just too tough bouncing back from losses. I think that'll really help them coming into this game. It'll be 2-2 heading to Golden State.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm going 3-1 Oklahoma City Thunder after this game. I really believe that Kevin Durant's found his momentum, man. When that guy's playing like the MVP that he is, you can't guard him, man. Like, Steven Adams has kind of shown that he can guard Steph Curry on the three-point line. But, when Steph Curry drives, you just converge the defense. You converge on KD, he'll just shoot over everybody. Because he's 6'10", he's got that wingspan, he can make any shot in the world. If KD's feeling it, man, I believe he's the toughest cover in the league.
Also, Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals is tonight, where the Cavaliers will be going to Toronto. They just got beat pretty bad in Game 3, surprisingly. I wasn't really expecting that.
The Biyombo game.
Yeah. Bismack Biyombo with 26 rebounds. That is just really good.
It's insane.
Replacing Jonas Valanciunas. And speaking of Valanciunas, I don't believe he's going to be playing tonight. I think he's doubtful with that ankle injury he suffered in Game 3 of the Heat series. So, Matt, what do you think is going to happen tonight in Game 4?
Man, LeBron's too good, dude. He had a kind of an off game. He's too good. LeBron's going to come back. I think he's going to beat them up in the post. I think he's going to posterize Biyombo at least once. There's going to be a point where Biyombo's going to be like, I got this block. And then LeBron's just going to yam on him. And it's going to be like, oh.
Yeah, I don't think the Raptors have any chance this game, man. The Cavs, they got them too mad. I think they got him. You don't want to get LeBron mad. You don't want to unleash the beast. He's just gonna dunk all over them. I think this might be a blowout tonight, guys.
Blowout?
Yeah, I really do. If the Cavs could not shoot for their lives last game.
Yeah,
they're like the Warriors basically last night. Like, you gotta be able to shoot, man.
Right.
Like,
they're too talented to have 2 games in a row like that.
If they shoot like they did like before last game for the rest of the playoffs, like, they're gonna be so tough to beat, man. Like,
yeah.
When they're on, you just cannot beat them, man.
Yeah, well, because when J.R. Smith is feeling it, and then you have that LeBron James and Kyrie Irving effect where it's like, all right, we got them locked up, and then J.R. just hits a fadeaway three-pointer, and it's like, come on.
And when you get guys off the bench like Channing Frye, which was a great pickup at the deadline, I think it was the best one.
Yeah.
And Iman Shumpert and Dellavedova, and they're knocking down threes too. That really helps them out.
Yeah.
So.
I think Richard Jefferson is very underrated.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot about him.
He's been playing pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, guys, and thanks for listening to the Dynamic Duo Sports Podcast. Again, my name is Matt Irwin, and I'm going to be here with Chris Kruger every week.
And we'll see you next time for our new episode.
This kid is a gamer. He's a baller. He's a playmaker and a shot caller. In case you didn't know, I got T-Bowed. He shattered the mold, and all he does is win. All he does is win games. Listen, I got T-Bowed. He shattered the mold, and all he does is win. All he does is unleash.
Tell T-Bow, let him go.
It's time.
Turn him loose.
Let him play. Let him play.
On Sunday.
Unleash.
Tell T-Bow, let him go.
It's time.
Turn him loose.
Let him play.